When you stand up to oppression, what do you need most? Is it just courage? The story of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, shows us it's much more than that. It's about having deep faith, profound wisdom, and a clear moral compass. His journey teaches us a timeless lesson. That truth, when combined with unwavering patience and reliance on God, can confront even the most powerful and tyrannical rulers. It's a story of how fear can be transformed into victory, and how one person's commitment to justice can change the course of history. Let's go back to the beginning. Musa was born into a world of extreme oppression. The Pharaoh of Egypt was persecuting the Israelites, and his tyranny knew no bounds. Yet, from the moment of his birth, Allah's protection surrounded Musa. Saving him from the tyrant is a cruel decree. As Musa grew into a man, he became acutely aware of the injustice around him. One day, while defending a fellow believer, he acted impulsively and accidentally took a life. This moment was a turning point. He learned that while righteous action requires courage, it must be guided by wisdom and divine command, not just emotion. It was after fleeing Egypt and spending years in reflection and growth that he received his divine calling directly from Allah. In that sacred moment, he heard the words, "Indeed, I am Allah. There is no deity except me, so worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance." This divine message wasn't just an honor, it was a preparation. It was the spiritual armor he would need for his greatest mission, to go back and confront the very source of the tyranny he had fled, Pharaoh himself. With this divine mandate, Allah commanded Musa to return to Egypt. His mission was clear: demand the release of the oppressed Israelites, but he wouldn't be alone. Allah instructed him, "Go, you and your brother, with my signs, and do not slacken in my remembrance." His brother, Harun, or Aaron, would be his support. This mission was not about personal revenge for the injustices Musa had witnessed or the life he had been forced to leave behind. It was a mission for justice, for liberation, and above all, for obedience to Allah. Think about the immense courage this required. He was to face the most powerful man in the land, a ruler who considered himself a god, and challenge his authority. To do this, Musa needed more than just a strong argument. He needed absolute trust in Allah's plan, a conviction that even when facing impossible odds, God's help would see him through. This teaches us a powerful lesson about activism and standing for what is right. Our motivations must be pure, aimed at justice and guided by faith, not personal vendettas or a desire for power. Imagine the scene. Musa, accompanied by his brother Harun, stands before the mighty Pharaoh. The air is thick with tension. In the heart of power, surrounded by gods and courtiers, Musa delivers a message that is both simple and revolutionary. He says, "Do not oppress the people, but act justly. Worship Allah alone and obey His commands." He wasn't aggressive or threatening. He was calm, firm, and spoke with the authority of divine truth. How did Pharaoh respond? With arrogance and mockery. He ridiculed Musa, challenged his sanity, and dismissed his call for justice. This is the classic response of a tyrant when confronted with truth. But Musa didn't falter. He didn't get drawn into an angry shouting match. His response remained calm, measured, and rooted in the truth he was sent to deliver. For adults navigating difficult conversations or standing up to injustice in our own lives, this is a profound lesson. True strength in confrontation comes from integrity and a steady heart, not from anger or aggression. It's about holding your ground with grace and dignity, letting the power of your message speak for itself. When Pharaoh in his arrogance demanded proof of Musa, esa divine mission, Allah granted him miracles. These weren't weapons of war. They were signs, meant to awaken the truth in the hearts of those who witnessed them. Musa threw down his staff, and by Allah's command, it transformed into a real, slithering serpent. Then, he drew his hand from his cloak, and it shone with a brilliant, divine light. Pharaoh, trying to maintain control, summoned his best magicians to counter Musa. They threw their ropes and staffs, creating illusions of snakes to deceive the crowd. But when Musa cast his staff, it swallowed their false creations whole. The magicians, who understood the difference between illusion and a true miracle, immediately fell in prostration, declaring their belief in the God of Musa and Harun. These miracles showed us something important. They weren't meant to instill fear or force belief through brute power. They were meant to demonstrate a higher truth. This teaches us that in our own struggles for what is right, our strongest arguments are not built on force, but on wisdom, evidence, and the unshakable strength that comes from true faith. Despite these clear signs, Pharaoh's heart remained hard. His arrogance and ego blinded him to the truth. He increased his oppression of the Israelites, refusing to let them go. But Allah's plan was already in motion. The confrontation was not just between Musa and Pharaoh, but between faith and tyranny, between divine will and human arrogance. Finally, the moment of liberation arrived. Under Allah's command, Musa led the Israelites out of Egypt toward freedom, with Pharaoh and his massive army in hot pursuit. They reached the edge of the Red Sea. Trapped, with the sea before them and the enemy behind, despair began to set in. But Musa's faith did not waver. He trusted in Allah's promise. At that critical moment, Allah commanded Musa to strike the sea with his staff. The waters parted, creating a dry path for the Israelites to cross safely. As soon as they reached the other side, the waters crashed back down, drowning Pharaoh and his entire army. This incredible event is the ultimate testament to the power of faith. It shows that truth, patience, and unwavering reliance on Allah can overcome even the most insurmountable-looking tyranny. Victory doesn't always look like what we expect, but it is always assured for those who trust in God's plan. So, what are the lessons for us as adults living in today's world? The story of Prophet Musa is not just a historical account. It's a manual for life. First, it teaches us to confront injustice wherever we see it, but to do so with integrity and faith, not hatred. Second, it shows us the importance of speaking truth to power, even when our voice shakes and the opponent seems invincible. Third, it reminds us that while we must take action and be courageous, the ultimate solutions and miracles come from Allah. We do our part, and He handles the rest. Fourth, perseverance and patience are not signs of weakness. They are essential tools in any struggle for justice. Change rarely happens overnight. And finally, liberation is a two-part process. It requires spiritual effort, prayer, faith, and trust combined with practical, real-world action. Musa's life is a powerful reminder that no matter how entrenched or powerful oppression may seem, it cannot withstand the potent combination of faith and a just cause. In closing, Prophet Musa's legacy is a shining example of a fundamental principle. Truth, when guided by unwavering faith, is a far more powerful force against tyranny than violence or force alone. His story echoes through time, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, when we feel trapped between the sea and the enemy, there is always hope. As the Qur'an beautifully states, indeed, with every difficulty is relief. The key takeaway from his incredible life is this: standing up to oppression requires a powerful blend of truth, faith, and patience. When we commit to acting justly, Allah empowers us in ways we could never imagine. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that connects timeless wisdom with our modern lives.